Stings right now. We'll throw it over to Lindsay. Lindsay.
Thank you. You know, it seems that every pet owner has questions about which bones are safe to feed their dogs. And pet wellness expert Jennifer Fadal from WAG of Tampa can give us the real deal on rawhide. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Speaking of rawhide, this is a typical rawhide bone. Is this safe for our dogs to eat?
Not really. And everyone buys it. I know it's everyone's favorite treat because it's long lasting, right? So you want something that's going to last long. With a rawhide, especially one that's this big and bulky, it's not fully digestible. So if you have a dog that either has diarrhea or has vomiting after they have a rawhide, it's because it's not fully digestible.
Wow, because my Luna, I have a big Mastiff, she eats these and I stopped feeding them to her because she bloats up like a balloon and can't pass them.
Yeah, so I would definitely not feed her those anymore. There are other options that are better than a rawhide.
All right, well, let's talk about some of those options. And this is actually something that you got me hooked on. This is what I feed my dogs, marrow bones, right?
Yes, yes. Raw bones are the best. Raw bones have the most nutrients, they have good amounts of calcium and phosphorus, and are just feeding your dog like he's back in the wild. So, you know, raw bones are great. You just have to be, like I'm always going to say, precautionary. Watch your dog, give him a bone under supervision, and make sure he's not tearing off huge chunks of it or trying to swallow big pieces at one time.
And that's the key thing you said is supervision. Real quick, with things like this, do you cook them first or just give them to your dog raw?
You're going to open the package, give it to them raw.
I've been doing this wrong. I've been cooking them.
You've been boiling your bones. No, you just give it to them raw. That's when they're going to have the most nutrients. And with a marrow bone, you know, the dog will eat the marrow inside, the meat off the outside. It doesn't really matter. They probably won't eat the entire bone, which is probably a good thing. But something like a turkey neck, which I know looks a little bit disgusting,
it does.
But it's a softer bone. The dogs will have no problem eating that, but again, supervise.
Okay, so it really kind of, you're saying with these kind of bones, it depends on how your dog chew. If you have a big chewer, give them a marrow bone. If they're, if they have older, they have, you know, teeth that are a little more sensitive, maybe a turkey bone.
Maybe a softer bone would be appropriate.
Okay, gotcha. Let's talk about some slow roasted bones. You see these in stores as well. These are very safe?
Those are very safe. The safest way to serve a bone is either raw or slow roasted. Slow roasted bones are going to break apart. They're a little bit more crunchy. They're going to go down a little bit easier. Again, watch your dog as he or she is eating it, just to make sure they're eating it appropriately. But those bones are great. They usually last a while, and especially with the femur bones, they usually eat the ends first, and sometimes they'll leave the middle, which is perfect.
So the key is to look for slow roasted.
Slow roasted.
And these babies look like a lot of fun. They're actually from a very, we just won't discuss what part of the animal that they actually come from. You can guess kind of.
Okay, so we're going to call these beef tendons or bully sticks. They're sold in a lot of pet stores, both big and independently owned, but they last a while. So if you don't want to feed a rawhide, a bully stick is appropriate for your dog. Bigger dogs would need bigger bully sticks. Smaller dogs can get away with something like that on the end, or even big or small could use something like that.
Okay, so those are bully sticks as well.
Those are bully sticks as well.
And then it comes down to pig's ears. A lot of animals love the pig's ears. It was really questionable for a while. Are pig's ears safe?
Pig's ears are safe, especially if they're sourced and looked over in the United States. You want them to be processed here, and just make sure if your dog's a chunky monkey, they shouldn't be getting a pig ear.
Chunky monkey, okay, gotcha. And finally, the little green things we give our dogs, are those safe to give them as well?
Those are safe. Again, not totally digestible. Just watch your dog. Watch your dog.
Okay. And one more thing about those marrow bones, they're super cheap. You get them in the frozen section of your
Under $3, you get 3 big marrow bones.
Yeah, and they last a while too. So Jennifer Fadal from WAG of Tampa, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. Hey, we will be right back.